afternoon guys, welcome back to Maverick Baking and welcome back to another review video. It is lovely as always to have you here. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy as you can, and I really appreciate you checking out the channel. If you appreciate it, why not check out that exclusive Patreon link in the description box below for some secret content. In today's video, we are talking about a brand new product. Now this is something we haven't done in about a month because of this whole, global pandemic. There aren't too many new products being released. And when they are, it's a bit impossible to find them because we're all still fighting each other over flour and toilet roll in the supermarkets. What a time to be alive. Today's new product I found in Sainsbury's, but I believe it's also available in WH Smith and in Whole Foods. The product we are talking about are these RX bars. Now these I have heard a lot of hype about from across the pond in the USA and I think in Canada? Among kind of food bloggers, among health nuts, gym people, but I've also heard a lot about how good they taste. So I was really intrigued to try them. So these bars are protein bars. Obviously, I do not know very much about protein, but I do know a lot about taste because I eat far too much. So I feel like I'm at least mildly qualified to talk about these. I believe these are fairly new to the UK. They are at the moment £2 a bar, which is pretty pricey. It is a 52 gram unit, so not really too bad. And if it's offering 12 grams of protein, some people might think that's worth it value-wise. But I believe the unique selling point of these, and one of the huge things I love about the packaging, are the ingredients. So on each of these three flavors we have, which are coconut and chocolate sea salt, which I've heard very good things about, and peanut butter, the ingredients are so minimal, it's actually quite ridiculous. For example, this peanut butter bar contains 3 egg whites, 14 peanuts, and 2 dates. That's it. Most protein bars are filled with all sorts of ingredients, usually to make it a kind of candy bar, chocolate bar texture. They've got that sort of powderiness from the whey protein, whereas it appears the protein in these comes exclusively from nuts and egg whites, which is interesting and should prove very interesting taste-wise and texture-wise. So let's get into them. I believe we only have 3 flavors in the UK at the moment. I don't know if that's a global thing. I don't know if that is soon to change, or I don't know if I was just so impatient I picked up the first 3 I saw and left. I don't really know. So let's just get into them and let's see if these RX bars are worth your money. We're gonna start with this coconut chocolate flavor, which contains just 3 egg whites, 6 almonds, 4 cashews, 2 dates. Let's see how it goes. I have a feeling I know how these bars will look. I think they'll look a bit like Naked bars or the Trek kind of protein flapjack type things. They're typically just all these ingredients smooshed together into a fairly soft and bendy thing that never looks or smells too enticing, but is usually fine. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so there is a good kind of coconut smell there, but the smell is mostly dates. As you can see, we have some chunky bits in there. We have some nuts of some sort. It looks like it's going to be kind of chewy. Yeah, it's bending before it breaks. It's not always my favorite texture in food, but you know what? It's fine. Anyway, let's try this coconut chocolate RX bar. Oh my God, that is sticky. That has the texture of a sweet that your granny has given you after it's been in her cupboard for 15 years. This is probably one of those foodstuffs, a bit like celery, that actually burns more calories than it provides because of how hard your body has to work to eat it. That texture is awful. Awful. Okay, let's talk about the flavor. So there's a definite coconut taste in there, and it's a natural kind of coconut taste. It's nothing too hand soap in its coconut flavor, and you can tell that there's some little shreds of it through there. The chocolate, non-existent. Absolutely non-existent. The only 2 flavors I'm getting are that coconut and the dates. The nuts provide the tiniest bit of texture in amongst all of that obnoxious chewiness, but the flavor of the nuts is just gone. All I can taste when eating it, and now after having swallowed it in the aftertaste, and all the garbage that's stuck in my teeth, all I can taste is dates and coconut. This tastes like one of the most vegan things I've ever eaten, and it's not even vegan, if that makes sense. This is the kind of thing I would have eaten as a teenager that I thought was like a healthy snack when really it was just making me miserable. That's all I can describe this as. You know, the ingredients list may be impressive in its emptiness, but it doesn't make up for it in taste. That is really not a good start for providing the half of the flavor it says it's going to provide and some of the worst texture I've ever had. That's a 1 out of 5. It's that bad. I think we'll move on to this chocolate sea salt. So this contains dates, nuts, egg white, cocoa mass, fat reduced cocoa, a generous 2% of that, natural flavorings, and sea salt. So again, I think I said I've heard fantastic things about this. Like I have heard sort of health food bloggers who absolutely love these, like really love to the point of promoting them without being paid for it, which is usually a good sign. But I'm not convinced after my first experience. Okay, this one is noticeably more enticing. Still has that rough date smell though. Let me just give you a close-up of this one. So you can see we have some proper big flaky sea salt there and some more chunky nuts and things at the side. The smell, if you're in the UK, is basically just a naked bar. Naked bars are fine, but they at least have a decent texture. They have a nice sort of pleasant soft chewiness to them that's nothing like that monstrosity I just ate. But the smell is very, very reminiscent of that. So let's see if this chocolate sea salt is any good. Dear Lord, that chew. I feel like an old man chewing toffee with fake teeth. So weak. It's unbelievable. I'm at the point where I actually don't know when the appropriate time would be to eat these. You couldn't eat these in the office. I feel bad eating these now because I know this stuff is stuck all over my teeth, like all over them. That tastes nothing like chocolate. The sea salt flavor does come through, and I'm glad they have put some big generous sea salt flakes on there, but they don't help, really. This doesn't taste like chocolate, it just tastes like dates. It has even less flavor than the last one because it doesn't even have that coconut to compensate for it. It's just a chewy, tooth-sticking slab of unpleasant sweetness, is how I would describe it. It's a finished product that is lesser than the sum of its parts. I would rather eat some nuts with some dates. It would be so much easier on my mouth. It would be so much easier on my taste buds. The sea salt is there, as I said, but it basically just balances out that kind of sweetness of stale dates and adds very little else. I don't know if it's the dried egg white making that chewiness. I don't even care how much protein is in this, to be completely honest with you, because I could not recommend this to anyone. To anyone. Even if you're a bodybuilder, even if you are someone who doesn't get enough protein in their diet, that's trash. That is another 1 out of 5. Terrible, definitely not worth £2. Let's move on to our final flavor. So this is the peanut butter RX bar. So this one contains dates, peanuts, 30% of those, dried egg white, flavoring, sea salt. So this one has the most minimal ingredients. Surely this one can't be bad. Dates and peanut butter is a fantastic snack combination. If you cut the stone out of a date, fill it with like half a teaspoonful of peanut butter and stick that in your mouth, it is filthy good. So surely, she hoped, this can't be bad. These are reminding me a lot of those kind of Fiber One bars. I imagine I will get kind of a lot of comments from people who are like super big fanboys of this, but honestly, I'm telling you this for your own good. It's not worth your money. It's not worth your money. Have a glass of milk for the protein if you need it, you know? Soy or dairy. Slightly more promising smell. So I'm actually smelling the peanuts before the dates on this, which is good. It's still not, it ain't pretty, you know? I'm not sure how you could make these ingredients look pretty, but they just don't. So let me give you a kind of close-up. There's a sort of greasiness or stickiness to the outside. I don't know if the light will pick that up. You have some chunky bits of peanut in the side. I'm hoping also the sea salt will help balance those dates. It certainly smells better. Let's give it a go. I don't say this often because I like this channel to be about the good vibes, but I do not see how anyone could be happy to approve this. I don't see how anyone could be happy to represent this as their product. And I'm being deadly serious with that. I do not understand it. This is the best one so far, and I still don't like it. And I speak as someone who adores peanut butter and dates. Maybe not so much dried egg white. It's too sticky. It's too chewy. There's a greasiness that comes off on your fingers when you touch it, which is fine when I'm eating peanut butter because peanut butter is delicious. This is not. The peanut butter taste comes through, thankfully, which makes it taste like more than just dates. This is the best one of the three, but I still couldn't recommend this to you. There are so many better protein bars on the market, and there are so many better peanut butter bars on the market. You would get the same amount of calories from a Snickers bar. To be completely honest with you, a Snickers bar is like 75 to 80 pence. This is £2, offering the same amount of calories, very, very nearly the same amount of sugar. and it's so boring. It's so boring. Honestly, trash. This one I might give a generous 1.5 to 2 out of 5 because it is what it says on the tin. But oh my god, grim. Like, grim. You know what? If you guys like them, you do you. But honestly, I don't want you wasting your money on this. I spent £6 on this. £6. Thankfully, my lovely Patreon supporters have helped me with this purchase. If you guys enjoyed this video somehow, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new, because I would love to see you again and help you avoid spending money on garbage. If you guys have tried these bars before, drop me a comment. Please let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching as always. Hopefully our next video will be filled with a bit more of a positive review. I hope you are all, as I said, staying as safe and healthy as you can. I really appreciate you guys being here more than ever, and I mean that. There's going to be a very special video coming soon to celebrate a very special subscriber count, so I will see you for that one.